This past weekend, my NCAA colleague Ryan Powell and I embarked on the Michigan Winter Sports Extravaganza, where we attended 10 college sporting events around the state of Michigan. We saw 7 different types of sports being played on the Division 1, 2, and 3 levels. At each site, I talked with one participating student athlete. Our first stop was Grand Valley State University, where I spoke with Bryant, a 4-time Division II pole vaulting national champion. I asked him about how he balances his academics and athletics.
It's tough to balance it. It is. You're practicing 6 days a week, and then once outdoor comes around, you're traveling a lot. Sometimes we'll leave on Thursdays, get back on late Sunday night, and a lot of times you got to just take your books with you. And I would say it's the best D2 sport to play. Being a student athlete here at Grand Valley, it's kind of a privilege. I mean, we get hooked up with best facilities in the Midwest.
Our next stop was the University of Michigan. This is Maureen Moody, an academic All-Big Ten gymnast for the Maize and Blue. Before her squad's victory at the State of Michigan Classic, I asked her what it's like to be a student athlete at Michigan.
It's a lot of fun. It's challenging balancing school and gymnastics, but it keeps you busy and on top of things, and there's nothing like competing in a home meet with the crowd and your friends and family there cheering you on. There's so much tradition behind Michigan that it makes each meet special.
We then moved on to the Michigan ice hockey game. Louis Caparuso scored 2 goals in Michigan's win over Lake Superior State during our visit, and he spoke with me after the game.
I can't say enough about the University of Michigan. It's an unbelievable program, unbelievable hockey program. The academics, second to none, and just to be here, I cherish every moment of it. I think the biggest thing is time management, knowing how to manage your time, how to use your time wisely. I mean, there's such a large amount of school pride at the University of Michigan, and I'm just proud to be a part of this and be able to put on a jersey and represent the school.
The next morning we got off to an early start and visited Division III's Olivet College. During our time there, senior wrestler Rob Yahrmarkt helped lead Olivet to the Mid-States Conference Championship. He talked with me about student-athlete life on Olivet's campus.
I like the slower pace rather than a bigger school. It fits me a little better. I schedule my classes that they fit best for me around practice and around wrestling season. Student first, you got to be a good student, and being a good student will get you better. I'd say on the mat, you don't have to worry about tests or quizzes as much. If you take care of your student aspect of college, that responsibility, then I think it'll make wrestling and the other sports a little bit easier as well.
Our next stop was Calvin College for a swimming and diving meet. I spoke with Cara van Woerkom, a senior All-American on the Division III level.
This is a great environment to be a student athlete in. Calvin is really challenging academically, and it's nice to have this outlet in sports and to be able to perform. Swimming is a nice break from academics, and so you just go home, study for your tests and homework, and come to practice for a couple hours just to take a break. We have a great group of athletes who are willing to compete, but also put their academics at the forefront as well, and just to get that combination.
We then raced over to nearby Hope College, where we saw a 68-58 Hope victory over Kalamazoo. Hope senior co-captain Jesse Rymick led the Flying Dutchman with 26 points. Before the game, we chatted about his student-athlete experience.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, it's a tough school academically, but the athletics are great. The facilities are obviously great. Yeah, it's just a great experience all around, I think. I stick to a pretty strict schedule, I guess, as far as academics and athletics. Holland's a great place to play basketball. The DeVos Fieldhouse we have here. We have a really true community that loves basketball and comes out to our games every time, and we get this place filled up quite a bit. So it's a great experience all around here.
Our final event of the evening took us to a women's ice hockey game at Adrian College. Assistant Captain Jodi Myers talked with me after a 6-0 win over Finlandia.
Being an athlete and a student is hard at times. You don't get as much sleep as you want, but you learn to deal with it. I played with the boys because there's no girls hockey around where I grew up in. So I think a lot of girls my age played boys hockey, but there's starting to be a lot more girls hockey, which is really good. Coming out and doing things like this, promoting girls sports, is really good.
The next morning we headed for the American Heartland Intercollegiate Bowling Conference Championship taking place outside Detroit. And we spoke with Adrian's freshman bowler Nikki Schlimme. This is the first season that Adrian has fielded a varsity bowling team.
we're a team of all freshmen, so it was a new experience coming to these tournaments this year. It was a learning experience, and I think we actually did very well. We are one of the less recognized sports. I actually did a speech on this the other day. It's one of the fastest growing sports in the nation. I love being a collegiate bowler, and it's the competitive bowling that I'm in love with, but what's so great about bowling is it can carry over beyond the competitive stage.
We then headed to East Lansing in the campus of Michigan State University. Before the wrestling match between rivals Michigan and Michigan State, I spoke with Michigan State redshirt senior Kendle about his student-athlete experience.
To me, it's really fun. I love being able to compete in athletics, and then in the classroom too. I set goals for myself to be an academic All-American, as well as an All-American in the rest on the mat. So it's fun. It's a balancing act to go back and forth between the both of them. The fans here are great. They get behind us. They go crazy during these matches. It's going to be a great atmosphere today, for sure. Really looking forward to it. I think the whole team is.
Our final stop was the Michigan State women's basketball game, where the Spartans defeated Big Ten leader Ohio State 52-46, behind 16 points from 6'9" Allyssa DeHaan. After the game, I talked to DeHaan about the benefits of being a student athlete.
I think it's a great preparation for the real world out there. I balance a pre-med major along with playing on the basketball team, and I absolutely love it. It's a challenge every day. I wake up in the morning, but it's what I do and I love to do it. We here at Michigan State have a great community support. I think we had over 10,000 fans today, and that just makes it all more worth it to come out here with our state jerseys on.
Overall, it was an awesome weekend being able to attend 10 collegiate sporting events around the state of Michigan and showcasing 10 outstanding NCAA student athletes. I hope you enjoyed following along on our journey. For the NCAA, I'm Howard Smith.